How's it, guys? It's Davey FPL and welcome back to the Deadline with Davey live stream. Do apologize for being slightly late. I was just out and about and unfortunately just came in a bit later than I was expecting, but don't worry, we are here. We still have about 53 minutes till that deadline. Plenty of time to answer questions, to cover my transfer plan and all that good stuff. So like the stream if you guys have just joined. Helps us out with the algorithm slightly with 53 minutes to go. Maybe some other managers can see the video. But otherwise, hopefully you guys enjoyed the deadline stream. As always, you can kind of ask your questions. I'll try and answer as many as possible. And I'll be going over my team, which is at the moment fairly set. We might be changing captaincy, but that's probably as far as I'll stretch in terms of changes. Unless we get some mad news that João Pedro's benched, which I don't really expect. So let me know if the audio and the video sound good. Bit of a weird one Friday night. Hopefully, as long as you guys are here, you would have remembered the deadlines tonight. So you can feel sorry for your mates tomorrow when you wake up and see that their team has not changed. So don't worry, you guys are one of the more engaged managers and I do appreciate it. As mentioned, Friday nights, it's a little bit of a weird timing, so I do appreciate you guys giving me your Friday evenings. I'm going to start off with just covering my team. As you would have seen, I've already made one transfer. I actually made this almost a week ago. So last week, Saturday, I made the move from João Pedro in for Chiwomi. On paper, that move looks outstanding. I mean, Chiwomi doesn't even play for Wolves. But the fact of the matter was that unfortunately, Semenyo picked up another yellow card. And that meant he was suspended. So I actually think I might have played Semenyo and not done the João Pedro move. Because of that Wolves game, I think Wolves is a very good attacking fixture. But I was forced, my hand was kind of forced into taking João Pedro in for Semenyo, which could come in clutch. I mean, that could be okay. So that's the move I've done. I only had one free transfer. I had the exact funds. João Pedro rose last night, so I've pocketed 0.2 off that. But yeah, no transfers, no money. It's not looking too good, but at least the rank looks okay. So yeah, green arrow to 63k. Massive green arrow. I think previously we were around the 200k mark, so pretty significant green arrow. And hopefully we can build on this. Hopefully game week 13 is going to be a good 14, 15 because the team is set up pretty nicely to kind of handle this congested fixture run. Game week 14 reminder, I know we focused on game week 13, but game week 14 is on Tuesday. So just pencil that in your calendar right now, but don't worry, I'll be doing a deadline stream as always. I will be announcing when I go live. You guys will get that notification if you guys do have my bell notifications on. So a few people in chat. I saw FPL Hits, as always, is one of the first in the chat. He said, exciting week of FPL. Let me just actually pop up the chat here. Also I put a poll if you guys want to vote so long. It just says who's your captain, basically. I didn't do this because sometimes people join and then they vote and they change their mind later on. So you guys can vote who's your captain currently. But FPL Hits saying, exciting week of FPL ahead of us. Looking forward to more content from you. Question is, the deadline was 2 minutes away. Who would you prefer to captain? It's probably going to be on Salah. Look, it changes as I'm a Liverpool fan, as you guys can probably see. I don't like watching Liverpool play when Salah's not my captain because in the back of your mind, you're always you're either angry that he misses kind of easy chances, and then you double angry as a fan, or he absolutely bangs, you haven't captained him, everyone's captained him, then in the back of your mind, I'm not really like that, but you could be a little bit sad. I always put the club first though. So I always just like engaging more when I watch Liverpool play with Salah captain. I do think it's pretty close this week. I mean, I can't say who's going to score the most. Saka's great. Palmer's great. I do think Saka's underrated. I haven't seen many people go for him as captain. But I would say that with Odegaard back, Arsenal are looking a lot stronger going forward. So I actually think that Saka captaincy, and that's why he's my vice captain, where with my team, it's a little bit interesting because I own Nicholas Jackson. So I'm kind of not trying to cover the captaincy, but I already doubled up on that attack, which not many people have done. So I guess I could either put all my eggs in one basket, hope that Chelsea thrash Aston Villa, or I can go for another attack that I might not have the double up on, which is kind of Liverpool, Arsenal. So it's long way around the question, but to answer you, it'd probably be the same, Mo Salah. Light Rays, no, unfortunately, we just got the power tonight. Didn't have enough time to go get the chocolate milk, but it has been treating us well. How's it, Melvin? Would you sell Haaland if you still have him in your team? Yeah, I probably would this week. It's a nice kind of... Last week was tough because of the centre-backs for Spurs. I could understand maybe not shifting him now, but that Liverpool defence has been good. news just dropped before I went live that Konate's out though. So that could impact that Liverpool defense. But I would probably say it's a good time to shift Haaland on, especially if the player you bring in, you captain, because then you could even do it for -4, because that Captaincy allows you to make up the hit a lot quicker. Thoughts on triple captain? That's interesting. I would probably say Pedro this week, because you're going to be we might get early team sheet news. And if he does start, I really like his chances. The only thing that's a bit of a hindrance is that he might not get 90 minutes. So I'm probably expecting about like 65, 70, 75 tonight. He's just been kind of integrated into that squad after the injury. Whereas Cunha, he's had great form, but I don't know how sustainable those long shots are. I mean, he's scored a few now, but I'd probably say Pedro because we get news that he starts potentially tonight. How's it feeling? Nice 94 points for me with the help last week. Chris, you beat me, brother. You shouldn't be thanking me. You're doing better than me. But yeah, congrats on that one. It seems like it was a good week for a lot of the members, so I do appreciate that. How's it, SH? Audio, video, looking Gucci. I do appreciate it. Gabriel injured says 1-1. It's a tough one because if I was to take Arteta's, what he said in the press conference, literally, it does not sound good because he said Gabriel has not trained the week. They did play on Tuesday though, so that would have been Wednesday, Thursday. They would have had training today. If he trained today, it might be fine. So it's not the best situation with him, but I'm just going to keep him. If he's back next week, it's okay. It's not worth a transfer out. I'll be a bit bummed if Guardiola comes off the bench because I don't think that's City keep a clean sheet. Tarang saying, sorry, I'm late. I was late, Tarang, so you didn't even have to apologize. How's it going? Have you announced your plans? I've already done the João Pedro in move. This is probably the team, to be honest. I can't see myself making too many changes unless we get some hectic captaincy news and then maybe I shift from Salah. But I think it's pretty locked in at the moment. Abdullah is saying, hello, Davey. Are you thinking to do a transfer night? No. If I can help it, I won't because I've already done one and I don't want to take a hit. I think the team looks okay. João Pedro early team use Hamad, hopefully. We'll see. I don't exactly know if we get so much from Brighton, though. Would you switch Guardiola to Porro to free up funds to upgrade Choma next week, or this for -4? The Guardiola to Porro move looks okay. I don't necessarily love the Spurs defensive fixtures. It's Fulham this week, Bournemouth next week. I think both of them probably score. I mean, keeping a clean sheet against Man City is ridiculous. But yeah, that's an okay move. I might say maybe look at Timber rather, because he's also about 5.5. That could even free up some more funds, Chris. AA saying Johnson plus Rico Lewis to Salah and Van Heck, seeing that Johnson is unlikely to play. Johnson to Saka. So he's saying, why is Johnson unlikely to play? Did he get injured last night? I don't think he did. So I understand those transfers, though. I think that those look good. It's a -4. If you want to captain Saka, definitely. But for a -4, I think it does look okay. Ewok Khan saying, hey, legend, thank you. -4 with Lewis or Justin out. Already done Semenyo to Saka. -4 with Lewis or Justin out. Okay, so Ewok, is Lewis or Justin starting for you? Because I wouldn't take them out if you can just bench them. Because what you're saying there is that the -4 is a clean sheet, which probably won't come this week. So it won't repay it super fast. So I would just hold off. But if you're having to start Lewis or Justin, then I can understand taking them out. I would probably say Rico Lewis because those Man City fixtures aren't sensational. And then I'd shift him on if you can afford like a Timber, that sort of thing. He looks pretty good. Is Greaves okay for defense? I don't have. So Greaves should be fine. You just have to hope that Chris Wood doesn't score, which does look pretty likely, to be honest. So I wouldn't say that Greaves is great this week. Would you sell Haaland if you sell him at this point? I don't have. Yeah, Joe. I think I would probably sell him. It's a good week to hop off on him away to Liverpool. Like last week, as I was saying, previous week, can understand the logic of probably like keeping hold of him because the fixture was okay. But this Liverpool game could be a tough one. It could be super open ended. I would probably say the Liverpool will be quite controlled at home. So I don't expect tons of goals in this one, to be honest. Sadesh is saying, love the front seven. Feel like everyone on Twitter is finding a way to get to what we have currently. It's just the Jackson-Isaac switch. So that's the template currently, I'd say. The current template is Isaac instead of Jackson. Sorry for hitting the desk there. I'd say that Isaac instead of Jackson is slightly more template. I hope that Jackson does well this week, doesn't get a yellow card, plays Southampton, great fixture. Then we're going to be looking pretty good. If you can outperform Isaac over the next 3 or 4, we can bring Isaac in for a hit when he has the better fixtures. So I agree with you. I think as long as Jackson keeps on doing what he's doing, we're looking good. Hey, David, do I keep Rico Lewis or I'll suggest a good replacement? Melvin, can you afford Timber? I really like Timber this week. Guardiola to Timber and triple captain Salah. Okay, I think I understand the -4. I don't think it pays off necessarily this week, but I think it pays off in the future. So I can understand if you guys have to play your Man City asset this week and you want to captain Salah, for example. And triple captain Salah, okay. It's a fine week. I don't think it's the best week to triple captain Salah. I might just wait for a better single game week, to be honest. Like, you can triple captain Salah maybe against Leicester at home. Or Ipswich at home. I don't think Man City, that's a little bit too risky for me, to be honest. Ty the Footy Guy has been a member for 33 months. Almost at the 3 anniversary. Outstanding. Thank you for the continued support, Ty. Thanks for always being in the streams. Christian saying, need help. I want to bring in João Pedro, but can't afford it. So I have to take a -4 by taking McNeil for a 4.6 midfielder. Who should I bring in? How much is Dibbling currently? Maybe just go for at 4.5 though. There's not many options. Dibbling's okay. I don't think he's the most nailed though. Yeah, like none of these guys look fantastic, to be honest. I would just go for Dibbling and then just hope that he plays. Your third midfield at 4.5 should be okay. Nice show. Thanks, Alex. I actually do like this one. I'd probably say it's my favorite out of Liverpool's collection for this season. But I don't know if you've seen the leak hits for next season, but they're looking pretty good. Captain is locked in, Tarang? I think so. I don't think I'm going to be swayed too much. Between Aït-Nouri, Dalot, Gabriel, and Timber, which two would you choose? I choose Dalot, definitely. I choose Gabriel, and I choose Timber. I'd bench Aït-Nouri with those combinations. I need to free up funds to afford Pedro. Is it worth doing Guardiola to Cobble for my fault? Ryan, how much do you need, brother? Because if that looks like you need a lot of money, then that's okay. But if you can, as I said, go for Timber instead, only need a little bit of funds, then that looks a little bit better because I trust the Arsenal defense slightly more. What about Bruno for captain, Dave? Obey, I don't know about the Bruno captaincy. What worried me last night is that he played slightly deeper, and you don't want your captain to play slightly deeper. For me, if you want to go differential, there's enough options. I would say I would captain Palmer, I would captain Saka, I'd captain Mbeumo before Bruno. I'm not saying that he won't do badly. Don't take him out of your team, obviously, but I'd like a more attacking option at the current moment. Just too many wait and sees for me, Obey, at the current moment. But good question. Salam from Pakistan. Osama, best Konate replacement. That is unlucky. I'm thinking about Mazraoui. The only problem, Osama, about United options, and I know this, is they have a bit of a tougher run. So you can see Arsenal, Man City, Bournemouth, Wolves, Newcastle, Liverpool. I don't think there's clean sheets here. I think Everton's okay. I think Nottingham Forest maybe. I think the next probably clean sheets game week 21. I don't know if I'd look at Mazraoui. And Man United don't look sensational. Aaron Fernandez, were you always a Liverpool supporter? Yes, I was. I can try to find a photo for you guys of when I was younger. I think I have it on my favorites. But yeah, like I've supported Liverpool, but it's because of my like dad and grandfather. So it's like a generational thing. So I got I got bullied in primary school by United fans because we weren't particularly good back then. But yeah, okay, I can't find it. But yeah, there's a picture of me when I was younger with the Liverpool shirt. But yeah, it's because of my dad, grandfather. It's been passed on. Brandon Ryan, sorry, brother. Thoughts on the above question, but then I just see how's it. Am I missing something? Just post the question again. Sorry, Brandon. Thank you for saying how's it though, but I missed your second question. Let me just catch up here. Salah captain against City. What if City's twist? It could happen, but I think Liverpool are looking good at the moment. It's a risk, I guess. I have Gabriel and Konate. I need to transfer one for someone. Take Konate out because he is injured. Can you afford Timber? I'm super tempted to captain Cunha, says Derici. The only thing is that Bournemouth haven't been terrible defensively, and that's just what worries me slightly. And that's why I wasn't too super keen on him. And it's the same with Mbumo. Brentford's attacking form hasn't been fantastic. So, like, I basically needed to be like, Brentford are doing well and they're playing a bad team. I need both of them to be like the differential captain sided. Whereas I feel like either of these two, it's not. It's one-sided more. Play Gabriel. Yeah, I'd play him if you have him. Would you captain between Mbumo or Palmer and why? I'd captain Palmer. He's just a little bit more consistent. Both have dipped off in form, but Chelsea are still putting up good numbers, whereas Brentford have dipped recently. Thoughts on Timber? Yeah, I really like him. He's probably my number one replacement if you guys are in that like 5.5 bracket. Haaland to Cunha and Keane to Saliba from -4. Okay, Haaland to Cunha is fine. Keane to Saliba from -4 is okay. I mean, do Everton keep a clean sheet? Probably not. It just doesn't seem that exciting, Joe. You know, you're downgrading Haaland to afford a defender. It's like, if you were going to bring in Palmer, bring in Saka, bring in Salah, then I'd be like, okay, that looks good. But like a -4 for a centre-back, maybe. But like Arsenal have the highest chance of a clean sheet. I'm 0.1 of Konate to Porro or Timber. Okay, that's a bit unlucky. Who's another option at a cheaper price tag? I can go and look for some defenders then for you guys. What price brackets are you looking at? Are you looking at 4.5s? Looking at 5.5s? Just tell me and I'll go look for some options. Are Solanke and Johnson worth holding? They are okay, Obey. I wouldn't say I regret it because I brought in Jackson. The Kulusevski transfer wasn't great, but that not doing that move wouldn't have allowed me to buy João Pedro. So if Pedro does well this week, we're golden. As long as Kulusevski doesn't go nuclear against who are they playing? Fulham this week? Yeah, Fulham at home, I think. So as long as they don't go nuclear, then it looks okay. But yeah, they're fine holding. Ryan saying, is it worth considering a Stupinan over Digne from -4 if you're forced to start Digne? I don't know. Isn't a Stupinan a rotation risk? I saw someone on Twitter say that. Maybe just go for like a nailed option then, like fun hacker rather. Sadesh like 10 about Saka captain, Odegaard back. Yeah, I said this, Sadesh, like I'd say that's why he's the vice captain. I'm tempted by Saka. I think he's underrated. I think Odegaard being back has helped them out massively. Are Arsenal back? That's the question. I mean, I don't really think they left, but yeah. Okay, cool. Let me check your question. I did Vardy out for Cunha already and from -4, and my knees are joking to do Haaland out for João Pedro. Would you risk it for the biscuit? Like on paper, it looks ridiculous to do Haaland out for João Pedro, but like I understand the transfer. Brandon, just explain. Like, just tell me that you want to do an upgrade next week. That's worth it. Like, do you want to get Salah in? Do you want to get Saka in? Do you want to get Palmer in? Because otherwise, you just have all this money in the bank. So as long as you have an upgrade you want to do, I think it's okay for a -4. But I might just wait to see it as early team sheet news. If you guys don't have João Pedro, maybe just wait. How's my offense to know if you miss Jurgen Klopp? She's a Liverpool fan. I do miss Jurgen Klopp, but Arne Slot is making this. It's so hard because he's fantastic. So I do miss Jurgen. Obviously, personality great. I mean, he's been the manager of a Liverpool period where we've done super well. So always grateful. But Arne Slot's not doing too bad. But yes, I do miss Jurgen Klopp. To answer the question, start Johnson or Rodgers? I would start Johnson. What's happening with Brendan Johnson? Some people are saying yeah that a lot of questions about him. Would you do Brendan Johnson to Saka for a -4? If you want to captain, Matt, do you want to captain Saka? It makes it easier. I'd probably say it's fine to do. I think Saka's obviously a better option than Brendan Johnson is. Just be patient though if you do the hit, because it might pay off in a bit of a future game week. Start one out of Hall, Aït-Nouri or Rodgers. I always play the attacker in these situations, so I would go for Rodgers. Zakir, would you transfer Dalot to Pedro Porro? I've got 1.9 in the bank. No, I would save it. I think Dalot starts this week. Him being benched and coming off at halftime, and also I think Malacia was at risk or at fault for the one goal. It looked like he was tracking back and wasn't catching up. So I think Dalot starts against Everton, and if he does, it's a great fixture. A miss. -4. Saka and João Pedro in Raul. Okay, so João Pedro in for Raul. Like, Raul Jimenez is a tough one because I think he's been a little bit unfortunate about what's happening with his kind of team. I just want to see the fixtures. Okay, yeah, I would. This makes sense to me. I think that's okay. Yeah, I would do that -4. That -4 looks okay. I just had to take a look at the Fulham fixtures. They didn't look fantastic. So yeah, I'd do that. The problem is that Johnson, all of the predicted lineups have him not starting. Okay, let me just check something for you guys then. I'm just going to check some projected lineups for you. Spurs, okay. Johnson, 40%. So what is it? A shift in midfield that drops. So is Kulu on the right then? Or what's happening with the lineup? Okay, Solanke up top. Saab, Basuma. Madison at the 10. Okay, so Kulusevski on the right. Okay, yeah, then I mean, on the projections, he's 40% to start, which isn't fantastic. So I do agree with you then. If you want to take Johnson out, that looks okay. So yeah, Madison in the 10, Kulu on the right, it looks like. Then Son left, Solanke up top. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I didn't actually see that. I didn't see that Johnson's not expected to start. Okay, so Gabriel wasn't in the final training pictures. What is with Arsenal? I swear, like every week, and it's like, surely this doesn't give them as much of an edge as they think. Like, does your plan really change if Gabriel misses out? Okay, but this could actually be a question. Would you start Greaves or Guardiola first on the bench? And also just let me know if I'm missing any Twitter news, because I'm just answering questions at the moment. Death's Call 2 with a super chat saying, hey, Davey, question. I'm doing Haaland and Semenyo to Palmer and an attacker. Which attacker should I do when I have Isaac and João Pedro ready? I would just do Cunha. Can you afford Cunha? I mean, you could play like adventurous and you could go for like a Nicholas Jackson, but I wouldn't. I would, if you're going to want Cunha for this run anyways, Leicester, West Ham, Ipswich, Everton. So I would just skip the transfer, just bring him in. As long as you can afford him, Death's Call 2. Just let me know if you can't and I'll suggest another option. No worries, Amiss. Do you keep Haaland? Sorry if you answered, Darryl. No, I think it's a good week to transition. Watch, this week's going to be the week that Haaland banks, but I think it's a good week. Like the previous weeks, I understand not taking him out because the fixture's been okay. But this week, Liverpool, it's a very tougher game. So I'd probably say, I'd take him out. Early transfer thoughts. Looks like Guardiola's going to drop in price tonight. I'm fine with keeping Guardiola for Nottingham Forest, to be honest. I'm hoping that Chris Wood blanks then. Early thoughts might be in Boomer out, but also if Semenyo's back, we might be okay. So maybe what I'll do is let me just go over to like FPL Team and then we can do some planning. Okay, let me just bring it up on screen for you. Let me just make sure that you guys can see this. I'll just adjust it a little bit there for you. Just under half an hour to go. Remind about the deadline. Okay, so so the move we've already done is Chiwomi out, and then we've brought in João Pedro. Okay, yeah, -2, but I was already able to afford. Okay, and then obviously starting benching Guardiola. Okay, so next week, what's the play? Okay, so Semenyo's back against Spurs. I mean, it's playable. It's playable, but Mbeumo could also be on the way out. I think this is a good run of fixtures. What I could do is I could drop value. I could go for Aston Villa. I could go for a Rodgers. They've got Brentford, Southampton, Nottingham Forest, not terrible, and then I can maybe bench them 17, 18. Or I think West Ham have a good fixtures. Yeah, West Ham have Leicester, Wolves, Bournemouth, Brighton, Southampton. So maybe like a cheeky Jared Bowen, but I don't know. So those are probably my eyes. It's just because defensive transfer is a little bit easier than, I mean, an attacking transfer is a bit more exciting. So I could just bench a lot this week. I mean, Greaves as Crystal Palace, that could be okay. I'm comfortable though playing Gabriel, Aït-Nouri. So I can bank a transfer or I can use one. I'm just looking at the defensive fixtures. Okay, Nottingham Forest backed a lot depending on how he plays, but this back three looks okay. I mean, then we're also looking okay. Back three looks fine. And then, I mean, maybe I can put the lot in here now for Guardiola. So I don't have to take Guardiola out. I'll only use it if I need some value. The rotation is tough though with the midfield. Although I could just bench Mbeumo, but then he loses value. So basically early thoughts are either maybe Guardiola out, or we could take Mbeumo out. Those are the two that I'd look at. But yeah, right now just kind of focusing on Game Week 13. Twitter says Gabriel, yeah, because he's not in the training pictures, but we don't exactly know. Jacques saying, hi David, hi chat. How's it, Jacques? Hopefully you're doing well. Do you think Palmer's a good captaincy pick over Salah? Yeah, he's like, if I was to not go Salah, I would go Palmer or Saka. I don't think I'd stretch to Mbeumo, but I mean, every time someone tells me to captain Mbeumo, he bangs. Captaincy poll, actually, good timing. Salah, Palmer, Saka, Mbeumo. Okay, so Salah 55%, Palmer 28%, Saka 12%, and Mbeumo 6%. So pretty nice split. I like to see the split. Okay, so you're asking me, should you start Pedro Porro or Aït-Nouri? I'd probably go Pedro Porro. It's close between them, but I think Pedro Porro is a bit more consistent than Aït-Nouri is. That Wolves defense is not fantastic, but I guess neither is the Spurs one, but I think it's better than the Wolves one. Adam saying, good day, Davey, I'm in a quandary. Would you do Haaland to João Pedro for free? Or also Saka / Salah in for Johnson for -4? Otherwise, I've got stacks in the bank. Okay, so is Haaland to João Pedro for free? And then Saka / Salah in for Johnson for -4. Okay, do you want to captain Salah or Saka, Adam? Because if you do, I would do that. That looks pretty good. Thank you, Kirk, for the super chat, though. I do appreciate it, and I see it's your first on a live stream. So thank you for being a member and also super chatting. Hopefully, Pedro Porro does well for you. Oladapo, also with the super chat, saying McNeil for Palmer and any Haaland replacements. McNeil for Palmer looks very strong, Oladapo, and Haaland replacements. I'd probably say João Pedro, number 1. I'd say Cunha, I like Cunha, and then Jackson or Isaac. But I'd save the value and go for the cheaper options first. Thoughts on Guardiola to Timber / Cole or Delot to Cole? I would do Guardiola to Timber because I think Delot, Harry, he plays Everton. I think he's going to start. So I'm fingers crossed it's going to be good, a clean sheet. I'll captain Saka, bro. So yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, Adam, I'd do it then. I always say it's easier to bring in a player for a hit if you want to captain them. Actually, let's just go over some projected goals and clean sheets. Sorry, I forgot about this. Let me just cut it on the side for you. So some slight changes. Brighton have increased in terms of projected goals. They're now 2.6. Do I look super red? Okay, I think it's this. I think it's Mbeumo on the other side. Actually, let me just disable Flux. Then I'm slightly less red. Okay, so Brighton have increased as mentioned. And then we have in second place Spurs now at 2.25. So there was a question about is Solanke and those sort of Kulusevski players worth holding on to. I mean, the odds are telling you that they got a good chance of scoring a few. So Spurs are also okay. Son to Saka, Son to Salah is also a little bit tough there. We then have Arsenal at 2.2. And then we have Chelsea, Brentford tied on 2.1. And then we have United on 2.0. And then I think an increase on Liverpool 1.85, still favoring them in that big clash. And then obviously Arsenal looking very strong for clean sheet odds. And that's why I'm hoping the lot starts as well for United, because 40% is it's pretty high. So I'm hoping that there's good chance there. I mean, Leicester, they're not looking too fantastic. New caretaker manager, no new manager bounce hopefully yet. So hopefully Flecken is looking okay. And then tonight also Brighton will have a good chance of a clean sheet. Also, I saw Cobble be mentioned as a replacement. He's also got a fairly okay-ish chance, but I'd probably say Chelsea and Aston Villa goals from both sides. So I'll leave this up for a little bit. This is going to be for your benching dilemmas as well as your rotation pairs, and maybe even captaincy. If you see this and you're like, Arsenal are expected to score more goals than Liverpool are, why am I not on Salah? I mean, I'm asking myself that question now. It's a toughie. Apart from Bowen, you watch the who else? Because Mbeumo's is us right now, dude. Maybe Matoma, but there might be rotation with Brighton. Otherwise, I'll just go for Rodgers and save the value and just rotate midfielders every week. Who would you start in order? Lewis, Konza, and Greaves. I'd probably go... Salah, it depends who you own. So for me, it would be Greaves first, Konza second, Lewis last. Do you plan on bringing in Haaland anytime soon? Maybe like game week 18. That was probably. Dave, you take another hit? No. Probably no hits this week unless... Actually, no. Even if Gabriel's out, I'll probably just keep him. What about Solanke for captain then, Law? No, I don't know if I do. I don't know if I trust Spurs enough for captaincy. Who to start, Guardiola or Mikalenko? Guardiola. I mean, Mikalenko doesn't have a good chance here, and Guardiola at least has some attacking threat. This stat makes João Pedro, yes it does. However, I would say that Brighton have a bigger goal share between them. But if you are going to look at anytime returners, João Pedro's top of that list. So he is a great shot. As I mentioned, don't even know if he's going to get 90 minutes, and that's what probably stretches. How far away from the top 10k are you, Sadesh? I actually haven't checked. Probably a good question. Thanks, chap. No worries, Jacques. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, yeah, I was going to check how projected points are looking. Yeah, so Palmer's looking good in terms of projections. Damn, a lot of people are going Palmer this week, it seems, eh? Should we go for... Should we go for Palmer, potentially? I don't know. I think I'm pretty comfortable with Salah. Was this the chart? XG against Ipswich? Yeah, it was a bit. I think it was higher. I think it was like around 3 against Ipswich. Would you bench Mbeumo or Johnson? I'd bench Johnson, well, because apparently he's not looking like he's going to be starting. Making any transfers, Davey? I've already made one, so I don't think I'll make another one. Ryan saying, I've already taken a -4 this week, but still think starting Dinas are terrible, especially he's not nailed. I just don't know about a Stupinan. Let me look. Because a lot of you guys are asking about defenders. So as I mentioned, priority for me is if you guys can afford Timber, I would get him. Saliba's also okay. Pedro Porro is fine. I like the Chelsea options, like a Cowell. Gusto seems to be injured a little bit too much. Cowell, Gusto. So, Chuck, so that's answer your question. I think I might just side with Cowell. I agree Gusto is more exciting, but I'd probably just go for nailed starts. Then maybe like a Lewis Dunk, Van Heck, those sort of players. I like Lewis Hall, as mentioned. Yeah, I just don't know about his Stupinan. I swear I read something today that said like he's not the most nailed player. Haaland still Captaincy option, Rahil. No, I don't think I'd captain captain Haaland this week. So I guess, do I put all my eggs in one basket and captain Palmer because I own Jackson as well? Because I'm basically saying that I hope Chelsea do well, so maybe I hope that Chelsea do super well. But yeah, if you had to choose between Saka and Palmer as captain, who would you pick? I have Salah, but I'm not too keen. I'd probably go Palmer. He just slightly, but I like Saka. As I said, it wouldn't surprise me if Saka gets the most points this week. Kevin, man, have the same team as you before the João Pedro move, but can't afford your move. -8. Who to downgrade from -4? I take Guardiola. Yeah, see, but -8 because Guardiola's like what, 6.1. Then you have to go like right down almost. Okay, Kevin, how much can you afford? Because if you've bought Guardiola at 6.3, then he is okay. But how much do I have him if you have my exact team? Okay, yeah, 6.1. So then you're going to have to buy a player for what, 5.3? Let's check defenders, 5.3. Nah, I mean, Robinson's fixtures are bad. I like Nottingham Forest, but their fixtures aren't great either. I might just go for like a Van Heck. Maybe a Lewis Hall, but they're also a little hit or miss. Yo, that slot is very like deprived of options. Which is Van Hecker. Yeah, I might just go for Van Hecker. Will he continue to play? Because Dunk wasn't playing, right? So is that why like Van Hecker was playing? And is Dunk back now? Yeah, that slot's a bit rough, but I might just go for like an Aina. Yeah, and just hope, and just if you have enough rotation, then it can be okay. Yeah, I don't see anything on Twitter. But yeah, in terms of projected points, it's pretty close. But yeah, Palmer is favored. I mean, at the moment, it even has Mbeumo pretty high. Not a great week for Captaincy though. I think like, I mean, Palmer is a bit extra now, 7.6, and he had a rest midweek. It's just so rough watching Liverpool if I don't have Salah captain. I do think Salah will be the main captain. I mean, on Twitter it seems like the majority are going for Palmer. Chelsea is highly unreliable. Keep or switch him for Dunk or Faneca, and why? Gid. How long is he out for? Let me check something for you. We do about 50 minutes to go, guys, so please get those teams. If you're under 5.3, go for a Stupinan. Is the Stupinan nailed? Any Brighton fans in chat? We're not sure if he'll be available. We have to see today if he can train. We have to make a decision. So it seems like it's a late fitness test for him, and that was said yesterday. So I don't think you have to sell him. I think you can just keep him. That is Kaduglu. Butchered that. Salah / Saka for captain. Between them, I'd probably say Palmer edges it slightly. What's Salah's record versus City? Not bad, I don't think. Let's check. Record against Man City. Okay, in the Premier League, he has played 14 and he's scored 7. And he's assisted 4. Not the worst in the world. So he's got a goal every second game. Or every like other game. And assists in 4 out of 14. But he's in the Champions League, he's played them twice and scored twice. In the Community Shield, he's played them twice and scored once. In the EFL Cup, he's played them once, scored once. So it's actually played 21 and scored 11. So I don't know if that makes it any better, but... bench 1 of Mazraoui, Hall, Gabriel Aitnori. This might come back to bite you with Winston, but I'd bench Aitnori. Last 4 games, Ryan. Okay, then a Stupinan might be okay. Stupinan might be fine. Sorry, I don't follow Brighton that closely to give you like an expert opinion on them. But as I said, I just remember seeing something on Twitter that apparently that he might not be that nailed. And Sakin, now Ryan, you've convinced everyone to get a Stupinan because lots of people are asking about him. But yeah, that's a fine. I just say don't expect every game, but if he does play every game, he's a fine option. Very attacking usually. Hey brother, how are you? I'm good Optimus Prime. How are you? I have a very good season. I'm overall 470 with all chips available. Just came in here to flex, but with that rank, you can flex all you want. Really, I want Palmer captain, but for safety, I'll go for Salah. Okay, I can understand. At 470, I can understand going for a safe captain. Craig, how's the Black Friday madness? I haven't actually bought anything today. I don't know. Maybe where you guys are based, it was better, but like here in SA, it was a bit av. Let me check. I was looking at shoes potentially, but I don't think they went on special. Okay, they're a little bit cheaper, but they're still pretty expensive. Maybe I'll check after stream. I'll go get all the late purchases. Thank you, Jason. Do appreciate it. Your thoughts on triple captaining Salah, or do I hold on to the chip for future gaming? So I'd hold on to it, Melvin. Buy a SA football jersey. I have one, Dorichi. I have 3 SA football jerseys. I've got the one we won AFCON in. I have the one the year I was born, and I have a recent one. If you guys remember, the first time I did a face reveal, I wore that shirt. MacD's had good Black Friday specials. Jason, yeah, I know. I just had it for dinner as well, so I was there quite a few times. Semenyo to Matoma worth it. I also read that Matoma apparently might have some rotation. So I'm literally every Brighton option I'm talking about might have rotation. But I mean, if you have to play Semenyo this week, like there's no bench options, then I think it's okay. Matoma has some good fixtures. But what I might do is see if we get any early team sheet news, which we have 10 minutes to go. Okay, Vincent has tagged me in. Okay, Matoma's arriving, but I can't see who these players are. Yeah, I can't see any. Okay, but it looks like okay. Guys, all I'm saying is where I'm in South Africa, next week is like 37. So it's not cold where I am. It's not cold if you get my drift. No, obviously I hope he does well. You need to follow me on Twitter to see it. Yeah, no. I'll follow you when you buy a membership to the channel, Vincent. There's a deal. Any info? How many? I'm thinking about bringing Mazraoui for 13, 15. If I don't see. Yeah, so Mazraoui is fine. Mazraoui is a good player. Like I almost regret having the lot. I'd rather have Mazraoui if I had to go back. And hope all as well. Would you play Guardiola or Robinson? I would play. So, Panayotis, what I might do is if you don't have any Spurs options, I'd play Robinson. I mean, that Fulham defense has been okay, but yeah, it's tight. But like, if you probably have Salah in your team, so you hope that Salah scores. I mean, those some of the best shirts. Because you have some emotion tied to it. Okay, cool. Thanks, Optimus Prime. Yeah, and nothing as of now on Brighton. Unfortunately, I'm not big enough to get early team sheet news leaked to me. So that's my only downside, guys. I do apologize for that. Captain, who I'm on Salah at the moment. Best defenders under 5 million. Let's go and see who is 5 mil. Okay, so the Chelsea assets I like. And then, as mentioned, the Brighton options. Dunk is back, so he's probably the most nailed. But, yeah, coming back from injury, he might... I don't know if he's going to be back. I bought a Stefan. Ryan, I think you had to, at the end of the day, you had to bring him in for how much you were supporting him. And I actually hope that he does well. I'll think of you if he ends up scoring. Also, like, in terms of under fives, I like Aina from Nottingham Forest. Their defensive numbers are very good this season, so maybe highlight them. Pedro's a Captaincy option. He's also, like, if you want to take a punt, I'd probably say I like him more than Mbumo. But I'm not the biggest fan of going for those. I'd rather go for Palmer or Saka over Salah then. Any news for Gabriel? So on the training pictures that Arsenal showed today, he wasn't there. However, they are known to not really do much. Okay, but let me just... I think we're going to stick with this team. We're gonna hope that Salah absolutely does well. Should I have Saka or Palmer as my vice captain? I might change it to Palmer. And then Greaves first on the bench? I think so. I think Greaves over Guardiola if I'm going to captain Salah. I mean, I am trusting Ipswich, which could come back to bite me, but I'm just posting it to Discord, guys. Just bear with me. And then we can do like a quick fire round. So yeah, the team is looking pretty locked in, I'd say. Raul to Jackson from -4, is it a good move? Yeah. Can you rather do João Pedro? Because Melvin, you want to have João Pedro for the future. Almost at the deadline, Holland and Winks for Jackson and Palmer. Yeah, that looks pretty good, Jay. Who to transfer out for Saka from Rodgers and Garnacho? I'd probably take out Garnacho, Vikas. So no transfer plans, Davey? No, I've already made my transfer. I made it like a week ago. A lot of people are captaining Palmer, though, it seems. Is Mbumo a good captain? David, I think he's fine. Like, he's very punty, I'd say, because he could absolutely bang, but I don't know. I'd probably say I'd go for Palmer or Saka if you guys want to go differential to Salah. Brennan Johnson to Matoma. Yeah, if the projected lineups are true, it looks like Brennan Johnson might be benched. Who to bench? Timber, Gabriel, Aitnori, Mbumo, Delot. I'd bench a defender and I'd bench Aitnori, Harry. No worries, Jay. Best 4.4 defender. Is Konza back? Because I like him as an option. Dunk is also fine if he's going to be back. If Dunk is back to the squad, I probably like him as my favorite. 4.4. Isaac, keep or sell in the future? I have no. I'd just keep Isaac Morris. There's no reason to sell him. Why do you prefer Salah over the others? It's just that Liverpool have been playing so well for me and Man City's defense has been terrible. And that's kind of why. And also, as a Liverpool fan, I'm biased, and that's why I said, like, if you guys hate Liverpool, then you don't want to watch them play, then I can understand it. But it just adds a little bit for me as a fan if I have Salah captain. Who to pick, Saka or Palmer? I would probably say Palmer at the moment. I'd say short-term Palmer, medium-term Saka. But I'd take the punt on Palmer with the better fixtures. And the thing with him is that he's getting rested midweeks now. So he's not playing in those Conference League games. So he should be absolutely fine to play most Premier League fixtures. Vicky's saying, you're the fixtures guy. Why not captain Saka with a good fixture? That is true. However, Man City could be argued as a better fixture because of their defensive form. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Man City is a tougher fixture. And that's why I was tempted by Saka. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with Salah, to be honest. And you guys can go for anyone you want. Like, If you want to go for, you have a feeling about Saka Palmer, this week is not one of those weeks where any ridicule can come on a captaincy option. Unless you guys are going to captain like Flecken or something, then maybe we can. Thanks, Harry. He's saying good luck to everyone this week, so hearts for Harry. Let's keep flying. Were you going to say no? I wasn't going to say that. Sorry if it sounded like that. Maybe it's just my accent. Gabriel playing. I don't know. It's not looking good. I won't lie to you. It doesn't look like he was in training. Bruno's a captain, your opinion? No, Harsh, I don't really like it too much. Good luck for you two, Connor. Start one, Rodgers on Brumo. I'd go in Brumo, Shahan. To me, that seems a pretty easy one. Gabriel will start, says Jason, hopefully. Because it was so late on, I know Konates was like the last player of the game, but it might just have been a bit more discomfort. Konate looked like he was in real pain, where Gabriel walked off, didn't he? But I guess so did Konate, but very gingerly. Captain differential, I'd go for Saka. I don't think many people on Saka this week. And I think that he could be the best option. Should I start Cowell or Guardiola? I'd start Cowell, Vincent. Should I drop Bruno for Madison? Brian, no. Keep Bruno. Definitely this week. Is Bruno a good punt? He's a fine punt. Like, for Captaincy, maybe not. But just as a player, he's perfectly fine. Play one, Bowen, Rodgers, or Brentford defender. Always play the attacker. That's my motto, unless it's like Trent. But yeah, I would definitely play Bowen and Rodgers over a Brentford defender. Because probably what they're offering is a clean sheet, which could be wiped out super fast, whereas at least an attack has a few avenues for points then. Which captain, Palmer, João Pedro, or Mbeumo? I'd go Palmer out of those. No worries, Davey, thanks for your due pleasure. As long as you guys are enjoying the content, I will continue to do it. Konza or Digne? I think Konza, but is Konza back to full fitness? No, Vincent, please do not get trapped in fake team news. Please check. I'm not seeing anything for the Brighton team sheet. There's been no news at all. And don't get baited by fake team news, guys. Martinelli, no. The benching last week more worried me, AJ. Captaining Guardiola on my second account. Richie, that's the captaincy that we can ridicule. Because I don't know about that captaincy, to be honest. Johnson to Matoma, thoughts? Yeah, especially with the early predictions. Apparently Johnson not looking good. Would love to see you top 100 this year. Vicky, I appreciate it. Let's do it again. Let's run it back. What year was it? 2018/19. That was top 25. We can run that back. Should I start Pinnock or a Cole? I'd start Pinnock. It's a good fixture this week for them. That's a classic clean sheet odds story. Brentford's clean sheets look a lot better. And we are actually going to be hitting the deadline right on time there. As you guys can see, we have... Oh, my team. You couldn't even see my team. I do apologize, guys. I do apologize for that one. I'm an amateur streamer. Someone should have told me. But unfortunately, it is TUPD time. We have officially hit it. I'm going to let you guys get back to your Friday evenings or very early Saturday mornings, as this has been a very strange deadline. Let's hope by the time I talk to you next on Monday with the transfer plan that we will be looking at a green arrow. Fingers crossed. Both fingers crossed. Thank you for joining me on this Friday, as mentioned. Interesting kind of timing. I do appreciate your guys' support as always. Let's hope the green arrows are in our favor and that Salah absolutely destroys Man City, as that'll make me pretty happy. And I'll see you guys shortly. As mentioned, Tuesday deadline. Please add it in or notifications on for the channel right now. We will be doing a deadline stream, 1 hour for the deadline, but the Tuesday deadline for Game Week 14, don't get caught with your pants down, basically. That's all I'm going to say. But thanks for joining, guys. I will be checking you shortly. And I'll be signing off. It's been Davey FPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.